Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lizzie. I am super excited to have you guys back here on this channel. If this is your first time of watching me, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share if this video helps you in any way. I love you guys so much. So today I'm going to show you all how I was able to make my client up. This is actually a party guest. So the first thing I'm going to do is to pick up a face wipe and wipe off the dirt from her face. Thereafter, I'm going to go in with this MIS Bomb Moisturizer and I'm going to use my fingers to apply this, to massage it all over her face just so that everything sinks into her skin properly. This is actually a very nice moisturizer, and if you have a very good moisturizer, you can get away with not priming the face at all. So I'm just going to massage that into her skin properly, let it sink properly. Thereafter, I'm going to go in with hydrating serum, and this is from Zaron Cosmetics, and I'm just going to pick a little amount of it and apply it on her T-zone area, which is underneath the jaw, underneath the eyes and the forehead and nose, basically on areas where she can easily sweat. I can tell you guys for real that this makeup actually did last because of the routine that I used. So I'm just going to use my fingers again to massage that into her skin properly. Now you need to make sure that your hands are properly washed and sanitized before doing this. Right now I'm going to go in with a face primer, and this face primer is from Flawless IV, and I love this primer a lot because once you use it properly, your makeup is definitely going to last for a very long time. So use your fingers and apply that on the T-zone areas, the jaw, the forehead and underneath the eyes. Under the eyes are really sensitive, so you want to go in as subtle as possible, not too hard with your fingers. So I'm just going to apply the primer on her nose as well, and then use my beauty blender to blend that into her skin properly. And then right now I'm going to apply setting spray, and this setting spray is from Kiss Beauty Cosmetics, and I'm still going to use my beauty blender to damp that into her skin properly by tapping. And right now I'm going to pick up two foundations, and these are from V Beauty, and I'll leave the shades in the description box so that you guys can see. So I'm going to go in with the lighter shade on these areas that you can see me apply it on, because I want to highlight this area properly. And then I'm going to go in with the darker shade on her contour area, just so that everything blends properly with her neck, and so that I can have a yellow undertone. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm actually applying the darker shade on her cheekbones so that I can have a yellowish undertone, and I'm just going to apply that, turn my beauty blender over because I was using the other part for the lighter shade. So I'm going to turn it over and then blend all of that into her skin properly, and I'll be repeating the same process on this side. I'm just going to go in with the lighter shade first to cover up all pores and spots, and then after that I am going to go in with a darker shade. Now you don't want to apply too much foundation. You don't want to go in with a shade of foundation that is too light, like really lighter than that of her skin tone, because you don't want her to look like she's putting on a mask. You want everything to blend properly with her neck. So right now, after doing this, I'm going to go in with the darker shade of foundation on her contour area like this, which is the cheekbone, just so that I can have that yellowish undertone, and then I'm going to blend, and just so that it looks like her neck. So guys, at this point I'm going to move ahead to blend the forehead with the darker shade of foundation, and just basically make sure that everything blends and looks like her neck and not like she's putting on a mask. So I'm just going to apply the foundation underneath the eyes also. I'm not going to go in too much with the foundation. I'm going to apply underneath the eyes and then blend that properly. Like I said before, underneath the eyes are really sensitive, so you need to take your time to blend that area properly, else you start seeing harsh lines here and there, and you really do not want that. So for blush, I'm going in with this red shade of blush from Cheek Beauty Cosmetics, and I'm just going to apply it in this area that you can see. As you can see, I'm blending, I'm just tapping on the face, I'm not dragging. You need to make sure that you tap just so that you can have a properly blended effect. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of her face. I'm going to apply the blush on her nose like this again. This is actually trendy and it gives it, a very nice effect. I'm just going to apply the blush on her nose like this. Thereafter, I'm going to go in with concealer, and this concealer that I'm using is from Zaron Cosmetics, and I'm just going to highlight the T-zone areas like this. I'm applying the lighter shade of concealer on these areas because I want these areas to really be highlighted. That's why I'm going in with a shade of concealer that is about 3 tones lighter than that of her skin tone. And then for the outer corner of the areas that I have already highlighted, I'm going to go in with a darker shade of concealer, and this concealer is from Zikel Cosmetics, and I'm just going to apply the concealer on these areas like this. And after that, I am going to blend, and I'll pick up my beauty blender and blend the darker shade into the lighter shade first, and I'll repeat the same process for all the areas that I have highlighted with the concealer. So guys, I'm done blending at this point. For the nose, I'm going to contour using the darker shade of foundation that I used on her cheekbone at first, which is from V Beauty. And I am not going to do too much. I don't want that place to be too dark, so I'm just going to use that shade of foundation, and I am going to blend that using my beauty blender. And then right now, I am going to pick up my powder palette, which is also from V Beauty, and I'm just going to apply the powder all over the face. On the areas where I highlighted, I'll be going in with a lighter shade of powder, and on the areas where I contoured, I'll be going in with a darker shade of powder, but make sure it's not too dark or too light either. And then right now, I'm just using my brush to blend all of that into her skin. Just, you can see that in this video her face looks like her neck. That is what you want to go for. So I'm just going to highlight underneath the eyes, the forehead, the jaw, which is the T-zone areas, just so that everything can be properly blended and highlighted. So I'm going to go in with an orange shade of blush on the cheekbone like this, just so that it can give me an orangey effect, but I'm not going to do too much. It's just going to be as subtle as possible. And right now I'm going to go in with setting powder, and this setting powder is from Adventure Cosmetics, and I'm just going to apply it on the T-zone area. And once I'm done, I'm going to let it set and bake for about 5 minutes before I go ahead to buff the excess powder from her face. And I'm going to do a reverse contour underneath her cheekbone like this, just so that that place can pop and so that it can be properly chiseled. And then for the nose as well, I'm going to apply the setting powder there so that I can have a pointed nose effect. So while I wait for it to bake into her skin, I'm going to go ahead to apply powder on the brow, just so that I can highlight it properly. And then right now I'm going to go in with this eyeliner from Karite Cosmetics, but I usually use it as a brow gel, and this is in the brown shade. And I'm just going to draw a thin line underneath the brow and another thin line at the top of the brow to connect it with the one underneath. Thereafter, I'm going to go in with a Davis brow pencil and then shade in between the brows like this, just so that I can have like feathered brows. I'm filling up the areas where she does not really have enough hairs. So at this point I am going to highlight, and I'm using a lighter shade of concealer, which is from Zaron Cosmetics, the one that I used on her face initially, and I'm just going to highlight that area. This is about 3 tones lighter than that of her skin tone. And then for the inner corner of the brow, I'm going to go in with her shade of foundation, which is the one that I initially used for the contour. And I am not going to highlight the top of the brow today. I'm just going to let it be because I love the way it's looking at this point. So I'll go ahead to apply the concealer at the top of the crease area like this, and then blend that properly. And right now I'm going to apply an eye primer on the crease area and then blend that properly. So I'll be doing the same thing on the other side of her eyes as well. So I'm going to pick up my eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to go in with a burnt brown shade at the outer corner of her crease area like this, and I'm just going to blend that properly. So this shade that I am using is from letvass eyeshadow palette, and I'm just going to use my eyeshadow brush to blend that properly so that it looks good. So for the middle of the crease area, I'm going to go in with a green shade, which is this shade that I am using right now. This is actually a lemon green, and it was based on her own requests. So I'm just going to go in with this shade of green and blend that properly on the crease area and then towards the transition area, and then a lighter shade, which is a silver shade of shadow at the inner corner of her eyes. So for the transition area, I'm going to go in with an orange shade and then blend that properly. Make sure that you blend properly so that you don't have harsh lines here and there. Trust me guys, you really do not want that. You want your work to be as neat as possible, even as a beginner. So for the outer corner of the crease, I'm going to go in with a black shade and then just blend everything properly, and voila guys, that's what you have. You can see how amazing that is coming out. And right now I'm going to line underneath the eyes using my Karite eyeliner in a black shade, and just drag the eyes a little bit downwards, the waterline, and then apply that. So I'm going to pick up my V Beauty powder palette and buff out the excess powder that I have right there on her face. I'm just going to buff out the excess setting powder that I have on her face. Just make sure that everything looks good and nice. Moving on guys, I'm going to go in with highlighter, which is an eyeshadow palette that I'm using from Zikel Cosmetics, and I'm just going to highlight underneath the brows just so that that area can pop. The nose, the forehead, the jaw, the T-zone areas basically. And then right now I'm going to go in with a pink shade of lippy, and I really cannot remember the name guys, but I am going to search for it and then drop it in the description box so that you guys can see. And then I'm just going to line her lips just like this, the way you can see me do in the video. So right now guys, I am just basically blending everything so that it looks good and so that it comes out really nice. So this is almost about the end of this tutorial guys. At this point I am going to pick up my mascara, which is from Kiss Beauty, and then apply that on her natural lashes like this, just to make sure that the eyeshadow that we initially used the excess have not fallen on her natural lashes. So we are going to pick all of that off. And then I'm going to go in with false C's to make sure that everything comes out really nice, and after that setting spray, just so that the makeup can last long. So this is it guys. Thank you all for watching this video. I do hope that you loved it, and I do hope that it was helpful. If it was, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to your girl guys. I love you guys so much. If you've not turned on the notification button, please do that so that each time I post you get the notification and you will be the first to know. Please subscribe, like, share, and I want to see you guys in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.